In today's video, we're going to talk about 3 tips on how to build a connection with someone in a conversation, or rather how to create that space for that connection to be established. And I especially like the last one, so stay tuned for that. And if this is the first time that we meet, I'm Jonas, and on this channel we talk about authenticity and personal growth. We provide tools and ideas that help you gain clarity, freedom, and fulfillment in your life. If you haven't yet, consider subscribing. The first tip is to be more interested in getting to know them rather than telling them about yourself. And how do you do that, and why is that important? You do that by really listening and really being present, asking questions and really wanting to learn about them, really wanting to get to know them. And when you ask them a question, one thing is to actually ask a question that you really care about, and then also really listen and really be present, really be there. Like, how often have you had it that you were in a conversation with someone, be it at a party or at some social event, and then you kind of feel that they're not really being present. They're not really there, really listening to you, just being present with you, but there's some other people, they look at other people, or they have this feeling of FOMO, like fear of missing out, like, am I now talking with the person that I'm supposed to be talking? Maybe there's some other people there, what am I missing, what's going on? But they're not really being present. But by really being present, you open that space to really connect with this other person. And it's something very special if you feel that someone is really there, present with you, really listening to you, and really wanting to get to know you. So that's the first very powerful tip, to really listen, really be present, and really be more interested in them than in telling them about yourself. The second tip is, what often happens in a conversation or in general is that we kind of close down our bodies. We are there mentally, we talk with them, like we exchange ideas and thoughts and all of that, but emotionally with our body, we are not really that present. But actually, communication always happens on multiple levels. And one level is this, like, thoughts and emotions and the ideas that you exchange. And the other thing is that you communicate kind of with your body, with your emotions. And if you're not there with your body, if you're not open in your emotions and connecting with them emotionally, then you don't really have that deeper connection. So how can you open up emotionally and connect with them? What I would invite you to do is to really just, maybe if you're at home, just see, like, feel your heart and feel your body and see, where do I hold tension in my body? And then just maybe start with the heart and kind of just rub your heart a little bit and see if you can kind of like poke your heart a little bit so it can open up and you can be more present with your body. And also, one thing to notice is that when you are like that, or rather like looking up, the energy goes up into the brain, into the head, into the thoughts. If you put your attention down, if you put your eyes down, you're able to connect more with your body. And so do that, like put your head down, put your eyes down, just connect with your body and just feel your body. And do that at home and just see, where do I hold tension in my body? Where do I hold tension? Most people hold tension in the heart, stomach area, and this throat area here. And just see, kind of rub a little bit there and just ask your body, could I open up? Like, could I open up a little bit? Could I open up my stomach a little bit? Could I open up my heart a little bit? And so when you practice that, when you're in the conversation, you can then, if you want, you can even put your hand somewhere where you feel that little bit of tension, or you can just do it mentally, in a sense that you feel that part of your body and just ask yourself, could I allow that part of my body to be open a little bit more? And really let that person in and let that person see you, but also really feeling the other person. It's almost like you would imagine there's like this window that you could open, and you kind of like open yourself emotionally, open your body to the other person, and then there is like the connection through the thoughts and the words, but then there's a whole connection through the body, through the emotions, that suddenly starts to flow. And suddenly you start to feel more comfortable around this other person, and this other person starts to feel more comfortable around you, because you start to connect and feel each other, rather than just being talking with each other. So that is very powerful, and I would really invite you to try this out at home with your body, and also when you're in a conversation. Just put 20% of your attention on your body and on your emotions, and allow that to open up and see what happens in the conversation. And the third tip is very simple and very powerful. It's really to look into the other person's eyes and just see what happens if you're really being present with your eyes. And be aware that there is going to be a point at which it's going to start to feel uncomfortable. And I would invite you to play around with this a little bit. Maybe stay in the tension a little bit longer than you're comfortable, but also be aware when it starts to really get uncomfortable for you and for the other person. Because as soon as it gets very uncomfortable, it's not connecting at all. But when you're there and you look into each other's eyes a little bit longer maybe than usual, a little bit of tension starts to be created, and there's this aliveness, there's this presence, because you're really there. Like, if you look at someone into their eyes, it's almost impossible when you're actually connected and looking into their eyes to be thinking about a million other things at the same time. So that makes you be very present with this person and really see them. And it's not just a joke that there is this saying that the eyes are the mirror of the soul. If you really look into someone's eyes, there is something you see that is unique. You really see the person if you really allow yourself to open up. And it's the same thing with the body. When you look at the other person, see, do I actually kind of like close down emotionally, or can I open myself up emotionally when I look at them? Because it's only connecting if you allow yourself to relax into the tension and just really open up your eyes, in a sense, to this other person and really start to feel them, like let them see you and see if they can let you see them. But just create that space for that connection through the eyes to be established. And I invite you to play around with this a little bit. What happens if you look at them a little longer than you usually do? And be aware when is the time to look away and kind of like let the tension sink a little bit, and then look into their eyes again. And just see how can you play with that such that it feels comfortable and exciting for you, but also for them. Like, don't stare them down, but just feel, how can I just open up and connect with them through my eyes? If this is a topic that you're interested in, you might want to check out my Embodied Authenticity Coaching. I also offer a free half-an-hour coaching and consultation call where you can sign up in the description of this video. And hey, if you liked the video, please hit the like button, and I would really appreciate you subscribing to my channel to support my channel, and turn on notifications so you can be notified when new videos are going to come up. And there are some other videos where I talk about connection on this channel that I would invite you to check out. This is the one where I talk about how to connect with someone on a deeper level through authenticity and curiosity. And this one is the one where I talk about letting go of your strategies, your subconscious pattern when you talk with someone that get activated when you start to get insecure, how to let these patterns go so you're able to connect more deeply.